Hello folks, welcome to Canal Channel Jose. Today we're going to give you an idea how to replace an alternator on a 98 to 2004 Nissan Frontier. This is a 4-cylinder, and this alternator is actually pretty easy to replace. All we have to do is remove the airbox, disconnect the two radiator hoses once you drain liquid out of the cooling system, and then taking out the battery and disconnecting the alternator, removing the tension of the belt. So it's actually pretty easy compared to other cars where you don't have to remove big components in the engine. So we're gonna give you an idea how we do this replacement, so that way you decide to do it yourself or take it to a shop and have them do this job. So with that said, let's jump right into it. So for us to replace the alternator on this truck, what we have to do is the alternator is actually on this position right there, right underneath there. So we have to clear this area out. We're gonna be removing the battery. We're going to be removing the air ducts for the intake or for the engine, so we can start clearing out this area so we can start exposing the alternator. So let's start by removing the battery. So now that we have removed the battery, now we have to remove the air duct, and that's the alternator right there. That's a pulley, and that's the structure of the alternator. So now let's remove this upper piece. So now for us to remove this air duct from this area, what we have to do is we have to remove a 10 millimeter nut right here, 10 millimeter bolt right here, two 12 millimeter nuts right here, so it can lift. But before you start lifting, you have to unclip 5 clips that hold that cover down, so we can take that out. So now that we have removed that 10 millimeter nut right here, the 10 millimeter bolt right here, and that two 12 millimeter nuts right here, what we do, we unclip these clips right here. There's 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can lift apart, and then we can pull this out away and undo it from right here. It's just pressed in and it pops in, so we can remove it completely out of here so we can start clearing out this area where we need to get to the alternator. So now we have disconnected the battery, took it out, the air intake box and everything else. So now what we're gonna have to be doing ourselves, we're gonna drain the coolant out of this radiator, drop the level, and we're gonna disconnect the radiator hoses so we can clear out this area, so we can work on the pulley and on the wiring, so we can take out the alternator, and that way we can work cleaner on this area. So if you don't, we haven't done this, but if you probably maneuver those hoses around, there's a connection right there that is plastic. We don't know if that can be broken. So we're just gonna disconnect everything and take it out, so that way we avoid problems. So we're gonna drain out some of the fluid so we can disconnect those hoses. So we took out this plug right on the bottom of the radiator. It's facing straight down. There's a plug that we had to take it off, and now we're draining out the liquid. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out the upper hose because the level is already below that level. So now I took off this hose that goes from the upper piece of the radiator to the part of the engine. And now that I have done that, I'm gonna have to take off this hose right here, and then I'm gonna put it aside and then undo the wiring, and then take off the pulley, take off the belt, and then remove the alternator. Now I have removed this hose right here, so it's exposing the alternator. So what I'm gonna do first is to remove the wiring, disconnect that red wire for the battery, and then the small wires, and then come over, loosen the tension, and then take off the belt, and then remove the bolts that hold the alternator towards the frame of the engine, and then remove the alternator. So now I'm gonna have to disconnect that connector right there. So now we have disconnected that connector right there for the alternators, 2-wire connector right here. And it goes like this. And when you're doing that, I recommend that you press this tab, which is going to be facing back, and with the screwdriver on the front, pry it like a leverage, and then so that way you can slide it out and don't pull on the wires because you're going to rip them out away. Once you do that, then we take out that 12 millimeter nut right there, which holds the main wires into the alternator. So now let's take out that nut right there, 12 millimeter. So you get an idea what's going on down there. This is the pulley right here. This is the front, and this is where the two wires connector goes into. And this is the 12 millimeter nut right here on that alternator down there. So this is the one that we have to remove now. And this is how it's bolted on into the engine. The bottom long bolt, and then the short bolt right here. So now that we have disconnected that wire right there with a 12 millimeter nut, we disconnected it. Now we can loosen the tension on the belt, take off the belt, take off that bolt right there, and take off the main one from the bottom that goes all the way across. So to loosen the tensioner, we can loosen this bolt a little bit, and then we can loosen this completely out, and then the belt is going to loosen tension so we can take it off from there. So now that we have loosened that 12 millimeter and that one all the way out, the main one that goes across in the bottom is keeping that alternator firm from moving. So we have to go and take it off completely now. So then we can come up here and take off that. And then that's going to allow us to take off the alternator out. So now that we loosen that bolt or took off that nut from the other side, and we can loosen the tension, push the alternator towards the engine, loosen the tension on the belt, take off the belt from the pulley, take off that bolt in the bottom completely out, and then take off this one and bring alternator out. So we took out the alternator. There's the bottom bracket right there, the upper bracket right here. So we have taken it off. Here's the old one that we just took out, and here's the new one that is going in. So the bottom one, there has a bolt that goes right through there, and it has a nut on the other end. So what we did is, that's how it goes through on the bracket of the motor, and then at this end we have a nut holding this bolt. So then that holds the bottom, and there's the other bolt right here for the adjustment on the tensioner. Now we can put this in, put the bottom bolt, line it up, and then we can come up here, put the belt on, and then start lining up this bolt in the upper piece, start getting the tension, so we can start tightening all this, and then start putting the connectors and the wiring back on. Now we can start putting in our new alternator. So now that we have it in there on the bottom bracket, we're gonna guide that bolt through, and then we're gonna pull it up, and then put the belt on, and then start lining up this tensioner up here. So now we're trying to put it on, and it won't go in. So you line up the bolt, trying to line it up, go through, but there's this lip or this spacer right here. We're gonna tap it and move it so it pushes out in this way, but we're gonna hold this area solid so we don't break it off from the alternator. So we gotta push this lip over so this is flush here, and it comes out here so it fits, and it gives us the throat to fit on the bracket. So we do that now. So now, as you can see, that lip that was here is moved to the other side. We tapped it, and careful because you don't want to break this ear or this base off of the alternator. So now the opening on here is more, there's more space. It wasn't much, but we need that space to set it on the bracket of the engine. So now we can put this on and set it and start lining up the bolt. But that lip can be obstructing of this sitting right in the bracket. So now that we have guided the alternator and guided the bolt through and the bottom, and we haven't put everything secure, we haven't secured that completely, we can guide the bolt that goes into the tensioner. We can guide it into that piece of metal right there, into the groove of the what it slides on, and into the alternator, and then we can just present it, and then we can put the belt on to the pulley. We don't forget that, so that way when we are doing the tension, we don't forget the pulley with the belt. And then we have put that right through that bracket, and then right into the alternator. Now we put the pulley, the belt and the pulley, and we go down there and we put the hardware for the other bolt. We snug it, and then we tighten it here, give it a tension, and then we tighten that in the bottom one, and then we can continue for the electrical. See how it's pulling away from the engine. This bolt is touching this bracket and is pulling that towards it, and that's what's giving tension. You'll see that it'll get tension right now. Now I cannot move it as I did earlier. So now we can completely tighten that bolt and the bottom one, and that should be the bolts on the hardware, so we can continue into the electrical and then into the hoses. It's 12 millimeter bolt here. Don't over tighten it into the alternator, because you're gonna rip the threads out of it, and that's where it secures into to the alternator. Okay, just to give you that tip. So now we put that connector right there with a 12 millimeter nut, and then we connect that two connector prong right into the alternator, so we can move up to the hoses. Now that we have connected that connection and screw on the 12 millimeter nut and tighten it, we connect the prong, the two prong connector into the alternator. So now we have installed our alternator. We have connected the electrical side. We have put the alternator, the bottom long bolt, we tighten it. We put the tension onto the top bolt with the tensioner. The belt is there completely. The alternator is solid now. So now that we have done that, we can continue installing the hoses, so we can add the coolant, and then we can start putting the battery and the intake box back in. At this point, we have connected both hoses, tightening in the clamps. We can add the coolant, but remember to close up the drain point before you do that. So then once you close the drain point, we add the coolant to check for leaks, and then we can move on to the airbox and the battery. Now that we have the coolant stop going in, we're gonna put our battery back in, connected, and then we're gonna verify that everything's back on as it should. Clamps, tightening it, alternator bolts, everything's on before we turn the engine over. And then once we know that everything's back together, we turn on our engine to make sure that there's no leaks. And then once we get all the air out of the engine, then we can remove the spill-free funnel, and then put the air box back in. Batteries in, connected, and now what we can do is we remove everything that's not supposed to be around the engine, like our tools or any loosened items, so that way it doesn't fall and creates a problem when we are trying to create a solution. So we do that now. as the engine works, we add a little bit more coolant, so that way whatever goes in and it doesn't drop too much. So we have always weight behind it as well. In high point, this has become our highest point to get the air out. So now what's happening is the air is coming out and then liquid is forcing itself in. So that way we're getting all the air out that's trapped in the engine, and we're gonna let it run for a little bit. And then once no air comes out, that we don't see no air bubbles, and we can remove this funnel with the special tool with the, so we remove our funnel the special way, and then we can put the radiator cap, and that way we have burp all the air out of this engine with this system. This is a tool, a very, very helpful tool for that. So now with our multimeter, we're gonna test how much voltage this system has right now. So, or producing. So we're gonna connect our negative and positive to the battery and see. We got 15.2 volts being produced. So that's enough to keep the system charging and the demand of the fuel system and everything else that is requiring power to operate. So we're gonna rev up the engine and see how much power it's creating. So this engine on high or low RPMs is making the alternator create power, voltage, doesn't matter in high or low RPMs, because that's a brand new alternator. That was our case. It wasn't charging on low. Now at this moment, this system is not pushing any more air out. We're gonna remove our funnel, put the radiator cap, and that system should be purged, or we should be good with all the air that we have taken out. So now that we have put everything back together, our radiators back on with liquid, and we got the air box left to put on, we connected here. We put it over the filter. We put the 10 millimeter nut here, 10 millimeter bolt here, and then the two 12 millimeter nuts up here, and that should complete this replacement of this alternator on this Nissan. So this is how you replace the alternator on this truck, and it's actually pretty simple, because once you remove the airbox and the hoses with the liquid and all the other stuff that we show around, and the battery, it's actually pretty easy to replace it, because once you expose it, it comes out without moving any other big components out of the way. So it's, to us, it's actually pretty simple. So we wanted to expose how much work it is into it. And well, folks, hopefully this video was useful and help on how to replace the alternator on a 98 to 2004 Nissan Frontier. And we show you a basic stuff that it has to be done. And if you think that is basic, then you can do it. You save a lot of money by doing it. But if you decide that you want to take it to a shop because it's a lot of work, at least you get an idea what is being done. So with that said, folks, for friends who are watching a video, have you subscribed to our channel? Please subscribe. If you like a video, give us thumbs up, share it, and we'll see you soon with more videos here in the canal. El Chano Jose.